Hey lovely gut feeler ladies, today we're going to talk about how to get rid of yeast infections. I could have recorded this somewhere in a grey pharmacy or in a doctor's office, but I've chosen this spot because guys, I don't want us to keep hiding anymore because we feel, oh my god, this is so shameful. Look at this beautiful leaf though. But I want you to understand that Candida and yeast infection is not your real problem. It's not something that we have to fight. Yeast and Candida actually works in conjunction with our body and can help us protect ourselves. Now what we're going to cover in this video is the 3 major causes in why you might suffer from yeast infection. Maybe it's even chronic yeast infections. You're looking for home remedies. You tried out all the antifungals and antibiotics and what your doctor gave you, and it just comes back and comes back and comes back. And then after we cover that first part, the 3 reasons why you suffer from yeast infection, we're going to go over to what you can do, natural remedies. I'm also going to share with you 2 supplements that help my clients a lot to get rid of those chronic yeast infections and to move towards more health, more joy, feeling more confident with your body. This information might be very, very condensed for you, and there might be some question marks in there. All the information I'm sharing with you, I'm linking to several videos that you can watch afterwards just to go a little bit more in depth. I shared with you in the beginning that Candida, yeast infections, is not your real problem. Candida is a symptom. It's a symptom that covers up one of those 3 or all of those 3 causes that actually cause your yeast infection. One of the major reasons, and this is really the biggest one, why we have chronic yeast infection in the first place is not the Candida, is pathogens. Pathogens overgrowing in your body, especially resistant strains of Streptococcus, which is a bacteria. And Candida actually is the opposite of what you've been told. Yeast infections, Candida actually takes care of your body. It protects your body. Now you think like, what? This is hilarious. Well, let me explain. When pathogens are overgrowing in your body, let's take Streptococcus here for example. The excretions of bacteria and also viruses, guys, they produce toxic waste. When they die, they produce toxic waste, and also when they are multiplying themselves. Now this toxic waste is highly inflammatory for the body and creates a lot of damage. What Candida does is Candida feeds off this toxic waste, neutralizes it so it's less harmful for our body. Now this is why people who have a lot of pathogens in their body and their body is struggling with pathogens, Candida is overgrowing. We all have Candida in our body. So instead of attacking Candida, we want to attack those pathogens and want to strengthen the overall health of the body. And antifungals do not help with this, guys. So reason number 1, pathogens overgrowing in your body. Reason number 2, big one these days as well, are toxins. Toxins weaken your immune system. Pathogens feed on toxins, for example, mercury, which is a heavy metal, or aluminum, or copper even, that sits in the liver. And then you have the bacterial overgrowth, you have the virus overgrowth, and then you have Candida overgrowth. So you see, it's all a cycle. Apart from that, toxins also can lead to malabsorption, meaning that the nutrients you eat are not able to be broken down and they can't really support your body. Also, toxins create especially toxic heavy metals, plastics, and all of that create high inflammation in your body. When you have inflammation in your body is very acid. And then also you have yeast taking care of the waste. Does this make sense so far, guys? By the way, if you're still watching, you're still with me, please hit that subscribe button now if you're not yet a gut feeler to get notified when the next live Q&A happens. Usually it's once a week, and when the new videos come out. And also, if you're already a gut feeler, make sure you hit that like button so other people know that this is valuable information. Rinse and repeat for now. Pathogens are the reason why you have yeast infections, and the other one are toxins. Number 3 has to do with your diet, and that's a diet, the worst diet you can have for Candida, and it's going to shock you because everybody tells you, oh, it's sugar, it's sugar. It's a high fat diet, and worst in combination with refined sugar. So we are talking about high fructose corn syrup, we are talking about white sugar, and often these products, they come in together with fat, especially animal products. Yeah, just imagine a donut. You have eggs, you have dairy, you have gluten in there, and you have sugar. Worst combination ever. Why is this so bad? Is because when you eat a fruit, for example, fruits are amazing for Candida. You can eat fruits all day long and Candida is going to go back and back because it's antiviral, it's antibacterial, loaded with nutrients, and it's low in fat. What you don't want to do is fat sources and sugar together. So even if you eat fruit, don't eat the fruits with the nuts together. No, just fruit. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more when we go into the second part of the video, what you can do. But for now, high fat foods spike your blood sugar levels and spike them over a longer period of time when they are combined with sugar and fat. Also, when you eat high fat foods, the oxygen level in your blood drops dramatically, and this will help bacteria and viruses overgrow even more because oxygen works against them. Last but not least, high fat foods put a lot of stress on your digestive system, and they can also feed pathogens. If, for example, it's a dairy product or if it's meat, they can burden your digestive system, which often is impaired if you have Candida anyway, can burden it even more, so you don't break down the food starts rotting in the gut and you have all this toxicity building up in the body. So stay away from high fat and refined sugar, and especially not together. Rinse and repeat the first part. Candida is not your problem, it's a symptom, and it's a symptom for those three things. Pathogens overgrowing in your body, especially streptococcus resistant strains of strep. Then we have toxins, think toxic heavy metals, think plastics, think processed foods. And third, a diet which is high in fat, fried foods, all of that, and refined sugar. Okay, now ladies, are you ready? Let's talk about in the second part about what you can do to get rid of your yeast infection, your chronic yeast infections, so they don't come back and you don't need any more medications, antifungals. First, I'm going to share with you what you should eat and how you should adjust your diet. Then you're going to get a special tip for extra healing boost. And then we're going to talk about the 2 supplements that help a lot of my female clients get rid of the Candida yeast infection. The diet, we talked about it before. Number 1, you got to focus on low fat. You cannot heal Candida if you eat a high-fat diet, guys. So low fat, the best would be to go plant-based for a while until you stabilize your system, or if your body likes it, like my body likes it, go forever plant-based. You can get all the nutrients, you don't have to worry about that. All meat that you can get, all dairy has too much fat. I'm also going to link you a lot of resources where you can look deeper into that. There's a keto video for that part, and also about meat that I would love you to watch. Low fat is key. Number 2, eat as clean as possible. What I mean with clean, I mean you have to avoid the trigger foods that feed pathogens. Trigger foods that feed pathogens, there are a few, and usually those foods are the most commonly eaten. Again, there's more videos about that in the description below. Just naming those foods that you need to avoid while you're healing your chronic yeast infection, and that's dairy for one, eggs, definitely gluten, soy, and corn. Rinse and repeat: dairy, eggs, gluten, soy, corn. Watch out for those. All kinds of those ingredients are feeding pathogens, and they feed streptococcus, and they make it harder for you to heal from Candida. Last but not least on these general diet tips is to eat fruits, ladies. Eat as much fruits as you want. The only thing that you have to be aware of, you do not want to eat fruits with anything else. Fruits for breakfast, and that it is. No oats, no chia seeds, no linseeds, no nothing, no almond milk, just pure fruits. Best would be even just to eat one fruit, one type of fruit, a lot, meaning that's a monomeal, so a lot of papaya or a lot of apples or a lot of pears, but even a fruit salad is still fine for Candida. Candida does not feed off fruits. Again, I'm saying this again, fruits are one of the most powerful healing foods. They are antibacterial, they are antiviral, they are bursting with nutrients. They are not the same as high fructose, high produced, processed fructose corn syrup or refined sugar or anything like that, really. So get those fruits in, especially in the morning on an empty stomach without anything else. And now I have 2 tips for you how to speed up your Candida healing journey, to speed up your healing the chronic yeast infection. Those are 2 things, and that's number 1, in the morning when you wake up. First thing, you wake up in the morning and you drink 16 ounces of lemon water. Lemon water means half to 1 lemon squeezed into a good high quality water, and you drink that first thing, and then you wait 30 minutes or longer until you start your fruit breakfast. Sounds good? So lemon water in the morning, and then in the evening for some extra healing boosts. And this is really like, it's not anymore a secret tip, it's just healing so many people all around the planet, not just from Candida, from any other chronic conditions, and that's celery juice. Of course you can do it in the morning as well, but I thought I'm splitting it up so it make it easier. In the morning doing the lemon water, 16 ounces, and then on an empty stomach before you go to bed, maybe an hour before you go to bed, doing celery juice. 16 ounces of celery juice. Make sure you stop eating. No heavy dinner, and stop eating 3 to 4 hours before you go to bed. Give the digestion a break. This will help with Candida as well. And then 1 hour or half an hour before you go to bed, have the celery juice. Now often I hear from clients, yes, I would love to do this, but then I have to go to the toilet in the night. I understand, guys. I completely get it. It's not really practical. It might disturb your sleep, but it's the best thing you can do. It's temporary because it's a detoxing, it's a cleansing process. When there are a lot of toxins coming out, a lot of flushing out, the bladder usually signalizes earlier to go to the bathroom because the body wants to get it out. So that might be a temporary thing, and even if it's not temporary, it's so worth it, guys. So 16 ounces of celery juice in the evening and 16 ounces of lemon water in the morning. Now before we come to the supplements, 2 supplements, I'm making that short for you. Make sure you hit that like button, help other people to find this video, help other women to get rid of their chronic yeast infections, and I really appreciate your feedback, ladies. Now, supplements. What to do with the chronic yeast infection? There are 2 supplements. Number 1 is a liquid zinc sulfate. Not just any zinc, guys, this doesn't help. Liquid zinc sulfate, link down in the description below, the supplement that I recommend, and that would be twice 5 to 10 drops per day. I could talk another hour just about the zinc benefits, but I have all of those videos below, so if you want to learn more about zinc and why I recommend that for Candida, check the videos below. And then second one is vitamin C. Not just any vitamin C, not the synthetic one. We want to have Ester C or Liposomal C, and they are also linked in the description below where you can find more information. So supplements to help with Candida: zinc, liquid zinc sulfate, and either Ester C or Liposomal C. Okay ladies, I know this was a lot. Now I want to know from you if you are willing and able and brave enough to try this out for 7 days. You can see pretty good results in 7 days, but you really have to be focused. So hitting replay on that video, taking out your pen will help. I offer one-on-one healing support, link down in the description below if you want to learn more. But for you, I want to know in the comments below if you are in, if you want to try this out for 7 days, give me a yes, and the starting date when you're starting to get rid of the chronic yeast infections.